Hi everyone, I am Olivia with AmpU, and today we're here with Jaytel, who is a vocal producer that works with us and is one of our partners here at AmpU. And so we just wanted to take this opportunity to show him how appreciative we are of him and give our audience a little bit more insight into what he does on a day-to-day basis. So Jaytel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
To start off, can you just tell me a little bit more about your background and how you got into the music industry?
Sure. Well, I'll say first that I started off in a family where music was like one of the highlights. You know, every family gathering we're always singing songs. You know what I mean? My aunt would jump on the piano and she's playing stuff, and then my grandmother, who's like an operatic singer, you know, she could get all the way up there too. And then my dad is a singer as well, so I kind of grew up with that environment. Walking around the house mimicking my dad, every little thing he would do singing wise. So I always had that passion. And I started off as an artist, you know, a singer first, just to learn how to really get in there. So I would listen to people like Sam Cooke, you know, Brian McKnight, kind of growing up in Boyz II Men, all these different vocal styles, Usher. And then I would get in the singing group, you know, with a cousin and some friends of mine. Met a dope producer that took the time to really work with us, you know. And after that, you know, the group kind of fell off, but then me and the producer kind of stayed connected. And we ended up, you know, writing songs together, producing together, traveling the world together, like just doing these songs for everybody else. And that's when I found out, like, you know, what I'm really wired for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was more so on the back end, rather than being the one in the forefront and, you know, on the stage all the time. I wanted to be the person that helped other singers out. So that's when I found my knack for just being a vocal producer and arranger and helping out other artists at that point. You know,
Yeah.
That's where I'm today.
That's awesome, and how it just kind of came naturally, and then you found like what you're meant to be doing.
Right.
So for some people who might not know exactly what a vocal producer does, can you tell us sort of what the process is when you're working with an artist?
For sure. So as a vocal producer, in most cases, you know, a singer will go in and it's just them and the engineer, you know, and most engineers, they're not people that know how to sing, you know what I mean? Or know what to tell you or how to tell you, hey, you need to actually get this note a little bit better or whatever the case is. So there's two different parts of vocal production. There's one where on my end, I'm more of the character, emotional person, where I'm going to bring out that character out of the singer. You know, we'll kind of talk about the song first. All right, what is the setting of this song? What's the mood? You know what I mean? Like, let's visualize this whole thing before you even step foot in the booth. You know, and so when you get in there, it's like acting and singing go hand in hand, right? So we have to go over these things, make sure it's right. And then when they're in the booth, I'm the one that's out here, the extra set of ears and vocals to help them through certain notes or a certain swag of a line that might need to be there, the emotion. So, you know, I'm singing right alongside of the artist most of the time. It's like both of us going back and forth just to get that note out. And then there's the other side of vocal production where it's in the box, meaning in the program that we're recording in. And I'm the one that most times I'm behind the board. I'm recording them as well, you know, so I'm playing as an engineer at the same time. So now it's all about how to actually capture the recording of the vocal to really get that characteristics out of that or the emotion that's being presented from the artist and really make it bold for the listener, you know? So there's two parts to that. And, you know, those are the two things that I really do to break down vocal production. Then there's also arranging, you know, where artists need help with harmonies, where to place the harmonies, how many harmonies to put in there. You know, some of the little accents that we'll put in the song, you know, that people listen to, they hear it, but 9 times out of 10, they don't really recognize it. You know what I mean? Because it's more so just a feeling. But that's vocal production and vocal arrangement to me.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned that you were an artist before, and you kind of just now spoke on how that informs your approach to being a producer. Right. Do you think you wouldn't or would be the producer you are today if you didn't have that background of being an artist yourself?
For sure, yeah, I wouldn't be who I am today because it's more so I can understand, you know what I mean, the need of a vocal producer and a vocal arranger, just having that extra set of ears to help you through. I don't care how great you are, You know, you can second guess yourself on everything that you do, but if you have somebody else on the other side of that booth telling you, yeah, that was great, or no, you need to hit that a little bit better, whereas the feeling that you're lacking that, you know, then that helps the singer and it motivates them and encourages them to do better in there and really get that feeling out. So I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't start off singing first. I guarantee.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you have a company called Branch Out Entertainment, and I know you've also been working on opening a studio of your own. So how is that going? And can you tell us a little bit more about that?
For sure. Branch Out Entertainment is an artist development company. You know, me being a vocal producer and a vocal arranger, it kind of helps me be an artist developer, you know? So, because as a vocal producer, I have to become you to really know like how to bring those certain things out, right? So if I'm already becoming you, then I kind of know where you need to go as an artist. So let me help you there and develop. So that's where Branch Out became a thing, which now has partnered with AmpU, where I brought my artist development here to AmpU. And so at this moment, it's AmpU development, you know, but Branch Out is still there as the studio name. So I do have a studio, Branch Out Studios now, and it's almost done. I've already started a lot of the recordings, but as far as in the aesthetic, you know, I'm still getting those things done, but it's an amazing place. The vocals are coming out great so far. It's vibey. You know, I'm very vibey nature type of person. So when you come in, you'll definitely get that vibe for sure.
That's so cool. I'll have to visit the studio sometime.
I know you do.
So what is your favorite part about being a vocal producer? It's super cool to hear that it kind of has gone hand in hand with artist development, and you have to, you know, really know your artist and know the ins and outs of their song and their process and things like that. So what is your favorite part of what you get to do as a vocal producer?
Man, honestly, I would say the different type of creatives I get to work with. And so, I mean, I have, of course, the singers that, you know, it doesn't matter what genre the singer is in, you know, bringing out emotion and getting the right vocal is all the same thing. You know what I mean? But that also helps me learn that genre even more, you know? So it's like some artists that come and it's like a whole band and it's like a rock band. I have to actually go and do some research, you know what I mean? Just so I can understand who they are and understand like what kind of vocal needs to be produced in that sense and how to become them so we can get the best thing. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in, is making sure that I enhance what's already in the artist. I'm not giving them a sound. I'm not giving them my sound. I'm actually bringing that out of them and saying, hey, this is a part of you. Let's go ahead and enhance that. Let's maximize that so the world can hear it. You know what I mean? So I would say that's the best part, as well as being able to vocal produce alongside of super dope producers, you know, many different ones, songwriters, you know, and I just get to be that middle person, that glue to the process, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool that you speak to not, you know, making their sound for them, but bringing it out of them. And I do think that's one of the awesome parts of a producer, is helping someone, you know, reach their full potential.
Sure.
So do you have any advice for aspiring vocal producers, or something you wish you knew right when you started your career?
Just taking ownership in what you're doing, you know what I mean, as a vocal producer, because you can lose sight of the whole fact of, if I'm helping an artist, I don't want to make them me, you know, so find a way to, you know, connect with the artist and what they're wanting to do. You know, there's a friend of mine, Kukarel, who, you know, I watched a lot of what he was doing, and he's a vocal producer for like Rihanna, Justin Bieber. And, you know, after following him for so long, we actually connected, you know, through Instagram, and I'm able to shoot questions to him, and we're kind of going back and forth. And to me, that was a big thing. But one interview that I seen him on, he was just like, hey, this is something I really feel like I'm wired for. And it wasn't until I seen that interview where I was just like, you know what? I feel the same way. Like, everybody's always asking, are you putting out an album? Are you doing anything? No, I don't desire that, but I feel like I'm wired to sit right here and help out other artists. So the advice I would give somebody else is, make sure you're wired for being a vocal producer and a vocal arranger.
Definitely.
Help that artist become the best them, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I want to hear you brag for a second. Tell me about some artists that you've worked with or some projects that you've been on that you're super proud of?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I worked on this one project with one of my production friends. I also call him a brother, but Billy Dorsey. We did some LeCrae work on a couple of albums with LeCrae, which has helped the accolades a little bit because that won a Grammy and a Dove Stellar Award. So I was able to be a part of an award-winning project, which kind of opened up a lot of doors, you know. I've also touched other artists that are out there now doing great things like August Alsina, Paloma Ford, who's doing great things, Brian Angel from Day 26, you know, and I mean, I'm pretty sure there's way more out there that's doing things, and legendary Bo Williams, you know, and there's aspiring artists that's coming up now that I'm super excited about, like Shreya, Jessica Forrest, TJ Boyce. I mean, the list just keeps going on with artists, you know, that are about to come out and do great things that I could say, hey, I'm a part of this whole project of their development. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about everybody I work with, even the kids that are coming up right now that I'm developing. I mean, the sky is the foundation for them, you know what I mean? Because they go so far beyond. And so I actually want to be there for that whole process, you know?
Yeah, see it from start to finish, and who knows where they're
Yes,
going to go.
there you go. Yep, there you go.
So you're working out on, excuse me, you're working on your studio, and you have a lot of you know, artists that you're working on, and it sounds like 2021 is bringing a lot of great things for you. So just to close this out, let us know, like, what's next. Do you have any big plans in the future, or what can we expect to see from you?
I mean, just expect to see a lot of AmpU really developing a lot of great artists. I'll say that first because, you know, we're in this program now, you know, and we're really trying to brand these artists the best way that we can. So be on the lookout for a lot of artists coming out in 2021 with some singles, you know, good little visuals and everything. But, you know, I'm always that backseat person where I'm kind of helping that driver keep pushing, right? So you won't see much of me, but you'll see the artist and you'll see the work that's there, you know?
Yeah, we'll know who's behind the scenes there.
There you go. For sure.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I had for you.
Okay.
Thank you again for joining us. If there's any last things you'd want to add, I'll open the floor up.
No, not at all. I just love this whole family. I love this partnership. I love everything that's happening. Ali All is the best. That's the AKA Olivia. But no, Ali All, I appreciate you. That's all I have for today.
Of course. Well, if anyone, you know, reaches out with any questions for you, I'll be sure to pass along your contact information. And really looking forward to working with you in the future. I know AmpU has a lot of appreciation for you, and we know we are going to be hand in hand moving forward. So thank you again, and just really appreciate you taking the time to tell me a little bit more about what you do and who you are.
Sure. Hey, come down so you can go ahead and see the studio, all right?
For sure. All right, have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
All right.